Hey everybody, it's Michael at Gotcha Rocks, and today I'm going to show you how I set this. This is a amethyst with chevron prong tips, and I carved this mounting, and then I put this like little tree design on the sides there. There you can see it. Whoop. And I'm going to show you how I set it. Before we get started, I just want to ask everybody to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you get the notifications when I put out a new video. And basically, if you check out Gotcha Rocks, if you need any tool lists and stuff like that, all that stuff is free. And let's just get to this project, and I'll see you in a minute. Here's the piece I'm working on. It is a pendant, and it's going to have a amethyst that goes in it. And I carved this out of wax, so it's a lost wax casting. And I did these little trees that go all the way around it. So I want to have the outside, or the tree portion, I'm going to have high polished, and then the backing, sort of our background, I'm going to do a diamond finish. And what I'm using is just one of these little diamond burrs, and they come in a set like this. And I got these at I think the dollar store or something like that. It could have been a hardware store as well. They have them both places, and I think Rio Grande has them. Everybody has them. So what I'm going to do is actually go in and just do the background here, and it'll just give it a nice, like, bright kind of textured look. And so that's what I'm going to work on right now. But that's my little tree. Now I'm going to polish everything. So I'm just going to hit these the high parts so that the trees kind of pop. I already did the diamond finishing behind the trees, so on the low parts. I'm just going to touch it, and you can see they kind of start to really pop out. Alright, I've polished everything. I have the diamond finish ready to go. If you haven't watched any of my other videos on stone setting, I have one on setting princess cuts and round diamonds. If you watch that, you'll see exactly what I did here. I used a ball burr to kind of clean up the inside here, and I just drilled a little bit into these prongs from inside so that the point on this stone would actually fit in there, and they wouldn't have any pressure on the ends. That way, when you're pulling the prongs over, you don't chip the stone. The way that I'm going to set this particular stone in this mounting is I'm actually going to hammer these little edges here, these little chevron shapes, over. So each little flap will go over a little bit here, over a little bit there, and same with each one. So I'll go through that, but this is what it looks like inside. I've made sure that I didn't cut away too much metal, but I have a little wiggle room so that I can start to pull the metal over the stone. And it just needs a little bit, but this is going to look really awesome, especially with the trees on this side. So, you know, I'm just going to hammer a little bit and slowly tighten everything up. And I'm just going to be really careful to make sure that we don't have too much pressure on the stone, and then I will polish these top parts here. I'm going to use a little different hammering thing that I usually do than I usually do. So I'll show you that next. This is my pneumatic hammer, and I'm going to use this to actually hammer the prongs down on this. So I'll be coming in like so, and you will see in a second. The way that this works, this hooks up to my flex shaft. When I hit the foot pedal, you can see it hammers right here. So this might be a little bit noisy, but you know, just I won't be able to talk to you while I'm doing it, so you can just watch. So here we go. I'm just going to position this on a steel block and then begin my hammering. So I'm going to start with this prong just because, and I just want to also point out that the bottom of the stone, or the pavilion, is not, you know, sticking through the bottom here. So If it were, I would not put it on my bench block and start hammering on it. So just to let you know. All right, here we go. All right, I have everything hammered over. It took a little bit of time. I actually had to thin some of these prongs out just a little bit. I had a little too much metal on the top to move over. Now I've been just kind of working at this. I'm just going across the prongs, and I just want to get this really nice flat chevron sort of shape. So that's what I've been working on. So this is looking pretty good, and I'm just basically doing that by carefully kind of going across like this. I'm not hitting the stone and doing that. And then I'm coming in on the sides here, and I'm just cleaning up the edge there. One thing I do with these needle files, I take a piece of sandpaper and I just kind of rub this, and then I polish this edge so I don't have any of these little teeth sticking out where it would hit the stone. So this is really smooth. It just prevents any scratching of the stone. Next, I come in with a flat graver, and I'm just cleaning up these inside edges here. Once again, I'm not hitting the stone. I'm just working on that metal. I just want to clean it up so it's not very sharp. And I'm pushing from the outside into the corner, and I'm just doing a little bit at a time. And all I'm trying to do is take off this sharp edge, because, you know, I just hammered this down and folded over the stone. But I just want a nice crisp edge there. And then when I run my finger over it, it's not sharp. So I did this one a little bit. I might go back and do it. When I first start, it is kind of sharp. So just trying to take that edge off. This one's going to go a little bit outside. And that's pretty good. I'm going to hit this with a rubber wheel and polish it up, and hopefully I'll be done. If I need to crisp up any of those little edges, I will. Alright, this is the rubber wheel. These are stone safe wheels. I have a tool list at the Gotcha Rocks website, gotcharocks.com, and just look for bench tools or something like that, stone setting list, and this will be on it. So these come from Rio Grande. When you're ordering them, just make sure that it says that they're good for, like, you know, stones like amethyst or opal and things like that. If they are, you'll be pretty safe. You know, don't test it, don't run it across the stone or anything, but it's fine for working around the stones for the most part. I haven't had any issues. Now I'm using a small cotton wheel, and I'm using Zam as my polishing compound, and I'm just going to go over these prongs and I'm just going to polish them up. So I'm going to do each edge, because I want this kind of appearance that there's two sides to this, but I don't want it to be really sharp when you touch it. So I want it to be somewhat round and comfortable if somebody's wearing it. So that looks really nice, I think. So I'll probably polish up the rest of this, just look for any areas where it just needs a little bit more. But now we've got that cool tree thing going on the sides, and the amethyst will show through that, so we have kind of like a purple tree, sort of either a spring bloom on a tree, or maybe fall, who knows. Anyways, I'll show it to you when I'm done. Here is the final piece. It looks pretty sweet. I think they're going to be very happy with it. It hangs like this, and yeah, the trees on the side look really cool. And anyway, I think it turned out just great. If you get a sec, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that bell, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of stones you're setting.